State. Could you please introduce yourself to the listeners and explain what is the meaning, and then we go along.
Okay, sir. I would like to say to the brothers and sisters of Europe, and I want to start off by thanking IAAC for inviting me on this particular show. I am truly honored. My name is David Hitt. I was born and raised in New York, and I eventually served in the United States military as a captain in the Marine Corps. I led a rifle platoon in Desert Storm and a recon platoon in Somalia. So I've been involved in 2 conflicts for the United States. I put my life on the line for the people of Kuwait in the first Gulf War and, of course, the people of Somalia in Operation Restore Hope. I then, when I came back to the United States and eventually served my time in the Marine Corps, I married a woman from Singapore, and I wound up living in Asia for approximately 11 years. In particular, I lived 7 years in Singapore, and I lived 4 years in Malaysia. It was a truly eye-opening experience for me, living overseas. One, I was away of the American media machine, and I was able to see the beauty that was being developed in other nations. And so this spurred me, or my political awakening, and I asked a simple question, because I saw such beauty and seeing these nations that had just achieved their independence not only 30 years ago, all of a sudden growing at a phenomenal rate. Just the quality of life was just really much better. New technologies were being implemented all the time. And then when I started looking at population numbers and the size of some of these countries, I simply asked the question, why don't African American people have a nation to call their own? And when I looked at the numbers, Singapore is a country of only 4 million people. It is only 20 miles long by 15 miles wide, something the size of a major city. There are cities in the world that are bigger than Singapore. Mm-hmm. And Malaysia is a country of only approximately 20 million people. So when I started looking at these numbers, we as African American people, who are 40 million, we are the 33rd largest nation on the planet based off of individual population. The 33rd out of 230 countries that exist today. So there's approximately almost 200 nations that have an individual population less than the African American people. And my question at that time was, well, if they have a right to have a nation, why can't we? Libya has only 5 million. Sweden is 8 million. Norway is 5. Finland is 5 million. The Netherlands is approximately 14 million. You've got Equatorial Guinea at 500,000. Gabon at 1.2 million. Namibia at 3 million. Cuba at 8. Jamaica at 3. So we are larger than most nations in the world. Kuwait, a country in which I helped defend the sovereignty of the Kuwaiti people, is a nation of only 2.5 million people. So, as African Americans who have lived under oppression for literally half a millennium, I said to myself that it is time for us as African American people to return back to the homeland of our ancestors, to claim our birthright, and to seek a small piece of territory in which we can then build this independent African American nation. For those who wish to go, even if 10% of the African American people went to this new nation, mm-hmm. there are 100 countries with an individual population less than 4 million people.
Mm-hmm.
If 1% of the African American people went to this new nation, there are almost 60 countries in the world with an individual population less than 400,000. So based off of population alone, we have the right to achieve nation state.
Mm-hmm.
As a people who are not a majority in this country, we as African Americans only represent 14% of the U.S. population. In order to change laws in this country, in any democracy, you need 51%.
Mm-hmm.
We are nowhere near 51%. Even combined with the Hispanic population, we're at 30%. So we are never going to be in a position to have a legislative majority in order to create laws that would benefit our people politically, socially, and economically. So freedom so earned is denied, and the only solution, with the competence, with the professionalism, with the expertise that we possess today, we can indeed create a new nation on the homeland of our ancestors, which can be a light for the continent of Africa, where we can bring technology and create industries, like, for instance, the pharmaceutical industry, where we will be able to create drugs that could help stem the diseases that afflict the world and make them cheaper and not exploiting the people on the continent. We're able to bring certain technologies that can help solve different diseases. Oh, brother, by the way, if for some reason the call drops, please give me a call back.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay?
Yes, go along.
We can bring information technology in which is so vital to the educational system of our new nation and also to the education of Africa itself. We can bring aeronautical skills, building skills, green building skills, renewable energy skills, not only for our nation but for the continent. And so this is something that, when we look at where our condition is, half a millennium of oppression is enough.
Mm-hmm.
And we know we can build a better democracy. We can build a better government. A government that is transparent, accountable to the people, predictable, and ruled by popular participation. Make no mistake, we intend to have very strict laws for the leadership of this new nation.
Mm-hmm.
Corruption is a disease that will be attacked and eradicated when we build this nation. You cannot have a nation with corruption, especially a nation that is going to be successful, a nation in which is going to have opportunities for generations to come. We are also maintain that we need strict defense in order to be able to provide the political stability and security for the citizens and for those individuals who wish to come to this nation to live amongst us, to work, seek opportunities for themselves and their families, to be able to seek opportunities for their own countries.
David.
Yes, sir.
Remember when we talked last night, I told you that if you will have this state tomorrow, I told you that you're planning, let's say, 40 million. I told you that, for I know many people, maybe the other Nubians from other places, they will come directly to your state, and that's why I told you last night, it could be 100 million. You can imagine that.
We are so honored